Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. Today's the day, guys. It's Zack Snyder's Justice League Day. By now, you probably have already seen the movie or in the process of going to see the movie. I don't know why you're watching this when the movie is really right out now. I mean, you can see in the reflection there that the movie's very much playing the background with the audio down so I can do this. This is probably maybe like my fifth time watching this now. It's just that good. But before we get into the topics for today, I want to thank my newest members of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Thank you so much to Free Space, to Kyle Yellowbird, thanks for coming back, to Trey Bledsoe, and to Sife Life, I think that's how you say it. And also thanks to the other members as well who came back supporting my channel. I truly appreciate everybody's support, every member's support. And like I said, as a member, please comment down below, question or comment, and I will read it on the next show. So be sure you do that. All right, well, let's get into the topics for today. The first topic of the day is going to be about Godzilla versus Kong. Yeah, just a little bit of it. And this is an official reveal. This is no leaks anymore. This is an official reveal in case you missed it. Pop Movies, Godzilla versus Kong. Prepare your collection for these Godzilla and Mighty Kong Pops. Pre-order all of your favorites now, including the new Mechagodzilla. So they said, I don't care anymore. I think everybody knows that Mechagodzilla's in this movie. We're just gonna put it out. So definitely, they've got the pictures right on Twitter. Everybody's posting. Everybody sees it. Godzilla versus Kong. These are the Godzilla versus Kong figures right here. As you can see, a jumbo size pop and things like that. And I'll probably look at that. And then just be prepared. Right now, it's going to be a Mechagodzilla. And if you've avoided my other one before, which I don't think you've done. I don't think at this point everybody just doesn't really care anymore. But you can go on to the next topic if you want. But if you're still here, Mechagodzilla, here we go. This is the Mechagodzilla. There he is in all his glory. And a really cool little red laser beam or something. A red atomic breath coming out of him. And that's an exclusive Funko Pop. It also glows in the dark as well. I really like that design. I'm actually kind of digging it more and more as I look at it. The other one's jumbo size pop. And also the blue, atomic breath version of Godzilla as well. And including, I guess these are what you call like Hong Kong looking, because this is like their color when they're in Hong Kong with all the neon glow. So that's Godzilla versus Kong. So that's pretty much it for that. All right, the next topic is a DC film that Warner Brothers is making. No, it's nothing big, but it is called Hourman. Yeah, and you're like, who? Who's Hourman? And I'm like, I really don't know. This is one of those adaptations that are kind of like, it's not in the realm of like big things like, I don't know, Justice League 2, but they are doing this regardless. This is a topic from Deadline. Warner Brothers and DC Films are developing an adaptation of the popular comic Hourman, with Turn-In Entertainment joining as producers. The adaptation is being penned by writing duo Gavin James and Neil White. This will mark the first time Turn-In has developed a DC property. Originally created by Ken Fitch and Bernard Bailey in 1940 and originally appearing in the Stargirl comics, the hero had 3 different incarnations, with the first one featuring chemist Rex Tyler. The first time we meet the character, Tyler would create a new synthesis, Miraclo, which gains him super strength and endurance, but only for 1 hour. Rex's son Rick Tyler would later become the hero, ultimately become the most popular Hourman as the years went on. Over the past decade, DC has been playing with the ideas of how to proceed with an Hourman project, coming close in 2013 when they began developing a series around the Rex Tyler character for the CW. While that never moved forward, the character was featured in Legends of Tomorrow, where Tyler served as the leader of the group. It is unknown which character will play Hourman at this point. Over the last couple of years, DC and Warner Bros. Have begun to ramp up their development on film projects like Hourman that aren't as popular as Batman or Superman in the DC canon. They recently tapped Charm City Kings director Angel Manuel Soto to helm Blue Beetle. and then so on and so forth. So basically, that's a little bit about Chernin, and that's more information for that. But basically, that's about it. That's the Hourman, another DC property that Warner Brothers and DC Films are developing that are outside the realm of big A-list heavy hitters like, you know, Superman, Batman. I'm just, it's amazing. I mean, it's always like, I feel like, oh, that's kind of cool for people who are fans of this and know about this character. They're finally getting its due. That's awesome. But it's like, you know, put out in the midst of something incredible as this. I'm kind of wondering, like, man, if I was it's so funny because Jason Kyler went to Warner Brothers today, and it's just comedy to see this come out. And like, there's no tinfoil on this one whatsoever. It's just a very coincidental that it's funny, and I could just imagine in my head where Jason Kyler is like, hey, Warner Brothers, you know, we've got Zack Snyder's Justice League is trending, Snyder Cut's trending, people are saying restore the Snyderverse, people are so excited about Darkseid and stuff like that. So this is awesome, this is great, you know, so what are you guys doing today? What are you guys planning? And they're like, Hourman? And Jason's like, who? So it's kind of funny, but no disrespect to the character Hourman. I'm sure that it's going to be a great project, and when that comes out, especially as we hear from it, but it's just funny in a coincidental kind of way when everything's going down with Zack Snyder's Justice League, and that this weekend is very much important for Zack Snyder's Justice League. So that is the not the Hourman, I think it's just Hourman. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about Zack Snyder and his Zack Snyder's Justice League. But before we get into the actual Justice League part, he had a ton of interviews that went out today as we get closer to the premiere, which already happened. But you know, we had many interviews that were released today, and one of them, he actually mentions on this little interview, said that he wrote an Alexander the Great script for Warner Brothers during the pandemic. He wants it to close off his 300 franchise. So not only that, you know, he's still working with Warner Brothers, is what I'm getting from that, and it's something that he's still wanting to make projects with, so that's kind of a good thing. That means is not entirely disregarding Warner Brothers at all, and that there are projects that he wants to work with him on, and Alexander the Great seems to be one of them. But I like when he says he wants to close it off his 300 franchise, and that, to me, not only that, it's awesome to see an Alexander the Great Zack Snyder style because of the way he shoots action, but like, I wanted to see the end of 300. We got the two 300 movies, and then the one thing I've always wanted is, like, once that one ended, and you're like, I want to see them taking on Xerxes. I need to see that. You know, it's been like, he's like the dark side of this whole thing, right? So it's like, I can't wait to see that. And so I'm wondering, is that how he's going to close it off now? He's gonna add in Alexander the Great somehow as being part of that journey to taking on the Persian army. I don't know. My history lesson is very minimal at best, and that's why Google is my best friend. But I am looking forward to that, and I really want to see 300 closed off. I want to get that 300 trilogy. I got two 300s. I got 300 and 300 Rise of the Empire. I want to see the third one, and I think this is the way to get it. So I'm really excited to see if that would happen here. So that's a little bit not in Justice League, but I felt I needed to say that because Zack Snyder is a freaking brand now, and I'd watch anything he makes at this point in right now. So, but that's really awesome. Sorry, someone's messaging me. All right, so HBO Max has updated their homepage with their newest playlist curated by Zack Snyder himself. This is incredible. So you can go on Zack Snyder, and he has his own playlist here, and it seems really cool that HBO Max is kind of taking care of him in a way, making his own playlist, making his own thing like that, and then sooner or later they'll probably have more like in their brand, you know, his own brand of movies, and they probably do. But of course, the newest one, Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's out now. Go and watch it if you haven't. But he also has his picks 2001 Space Odyssey, Blade Runner, Cinema Paradiso, Dangerous Liaisons, Don by Law, all these movies right here. This is really, really cool. Mad Max 2, Escape from New York, Matrix 7, Night of the Living Dead, all awesome movies, including Rashomon. And I think this is a really cool thing to watch. If you've never watched Rashomon, do yourself a favor and watch Rashomon. It is awesome. I love Rashomon. I watched it in film school, and I loved it ever since. And it really is a great mystery, but more so looking through the perspective, the eye of the beholder in a way. And it really is a great cinematic experience. And so Rashomon, please look at that. That's a really cool movie. But I'll get into a moment why that's kind of important moving forward with probably Zack Snyder's Justice League in the future. But Seven Samurai, of course, is there. Yojimbo, love it, love all this. Twin Peaks, it's awesome as well. So it's great to see these awesome movies that he picks that are kind of the movies that I like too. So it's kind of cool. There are movies here that I haven't watched before, and I want to watch it just to get into why he loves those films as well. A little bit of excitement. There's a lot of people excited for Zack Snyder's Justice League. I thought I saw a singer from Blink-182 says he loves Snyder Cut and stuff like that. But even the Russo brothers, the directors of Avengers, Endgame, and Infinity War, and Civil War, and Winter Soldier, I think as well, says, from two superhero junkies to another, so excited that your vision has been truly realized. Much respect. We'll be watching along with everyone else. This is so cool for them to retweet. They didn't have to do that, but they did. At Zack Snyder, Snyder Cut. Yes, the love keeps spreading, and it's awesome to see the love that is broad. It doesn't matter which which brand or whatever. It's directors supporting another director, and that's really awesome to see that indeed. But the word is getting out there. Definitely, the word is getting out there. Now, something really intriguing happened today, and I wanted to talk about it because Zack Snyder retweeted Ryan Reynolds' tweet here. Now, Ryan Reynolds tweeted, excited to see the Snyder Cut, but ahead of its debut, and with the aid of a good amount of aviation gin, tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll do something I've never done. Actually watch Green Lantern. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And Zack Snyder retweeted him, says, hey, Fancy Reynolds, Ryan Reynolds, maybe someday I'll bring over some hand-on-stone bourbon, and we'll do a double feature. And Ryan Reynolds says, yes, and we'll watch 300 and Justice League. I promise I'll raise my hand to ask questions instead of yelling. How'd you do that every 10 seconds like last time? Now, I'm wondering if like last time, meaning they've actually got together at one point or talked about something. I'm wondering that myself. But this right here is just, builds more into the idea that, Grace Randolph and Garza and also Dave Pena was right. That, at one point, Zack really did wanted Ryan Reynolds to become Green Lantern. And to further that evidence, I might add, is an actual video from The Hollywood Reporter, where Zack Snyder spoke to Heat Vision Breakdown about his dream for Ryan Reynolds' cameo. Yeah, so listen to this.
So people were convinced Ryan Reynolds will be in this as Green Lantern. Did you ever in your wildest dreams think, let's get Ryan in a green screen and do a little cameo?
There was another idea I had for the Green Lantern that wasn't Ryan. And so I thought that if we had gone down this path of Green Lantern, I would have had to have Ryan as the additional Lantern.
Got it. So it could have been maybe he would have been there as well as other lanterns, perhaps.
As well as another lantern that would have been, but that's another story.
Okay.
We live in a... My mic back up, so there you have it. Straight from the horse's mouth, Zack Snyder said that he did have intentions of having Ryan Reynolds come in as a Green Lantern, but he had his own idea for a Green Lantern, and can honestly, that's kind of I'm just saying, but yeah, Ryan Reynolds was indeed supposed to come in as Green Lantern. Of course, like Grace Randolph had said, there's some scheduling issues, things like that. Ultimately, that sequence, which you probably have already seen, has been replaced by another cameo instead. So definitely Ryan Reynolds was a thing. I made many videos about Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern, and it's great to see that Zack Snyder confirming that now. And I love that indeed. So congratulations to Grace Randolph, Garza, and Dave Pena indeed. But a little bit more about that was that Meg actually got to interview Zack Snyder, and this is one of the best interviews. I want to say one of the best interviews. It flows nicely. She asks incredible questions, just like the IGN interview. This is an awesome interview, Meg. Please, everybody, I'm going to link this in the description below. You have to check this out. This is really good. And he had to cut it off short because he had to go to an emergency meeting, but for the most part of it, it was very enjoyable, and she got some exclusive scoops in here that was really cool. I'm going to paraphrase it, but please, if you want to hear a little bit more about it, get in there. Wonder Meg had an amazing stream with Zack Snyder. Now, she did talk about Green Lantern a little bit. She asked him as well, and he says that they haven't really talked. It was some kind of idea that they wanted, because he felt like in order to get the Green Lantern he wanted, he needed Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. He needs both of them in order to work this story out. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool to see that idea. That in my mind, in my tinfoiliness or speculation, that is not really out of the realm, is that I felt that either he wants to introduce a new Lantern, which is John Stewart. Then what better way to introduce John Stewart with an older Hal Jordan, which is Ryan Reynolds. Exactly, I think how it was supposed to have played out. And I think, judging from the Hollywood Reporter, he says, maybe we'll talk about that later, is that maybe this is the kind of thing that they were planning for possibly Justice League 2 or Justice League 3. And I'm thinking 2 more than 3. But it's cool to see, Ryan Reynolds coming in here and actually pretty much going out of his way to just hype it up, really hype it up. He says on this day he's going to do Lantern's Light. He has his own aviation drink here, and he comments about Green Lantern as he's drinking. He's actually watching Green Lantern, starting Green Lantern now, first time ever, too early to ask for a Snyder cut of this fucker. So he really is putting it out there that he is not, totally separate from how people were talking about, aside from people talking about like he doesn't want to come back as Green Lantern and things like that. Well, it kind of obviously that he wants a better take on Green Lantern than what actually happened out there. In fact, I think a lot of it, he feels like he wants to redo it, just like how I did in my editorial about Green Lantern, how he probably feels that, if there was a chance for him to redeem his character as Green Lantern, this would definitely be it. And definitely it's something that he's probably very much looking into, to the point that he actually still has his ring. Here he says, beware my power. He's pouring his drink. I think he's watching the Green Lantern movie here, and possibly will be watching the Snyder Cut tonight, but he has it right there. Still have the ring, basically insinuating that when the chance comes, he wouldn't mind, coming in there as Green Lantern. And maybe, I don't know if talks are on their way in terms of Green Lantern. Why is he really putting this out today? I don't know. It seems very suspicious, I guess, to hear him very much from going way deep into Green Lantern when he literally has a deal with Deadpool. Not that he can't play both, but it's almost like he's really championing it, him with Zack, and really kind of fueling that restore the Snyderverse, maybe Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, maybe, because that is what expected, is to have a Green Lantern in the upcoming film, as you do see a little bit of that in the movie. So I think that's what's maybe happening here. My other theory and thought process is possibly that he's saying, hey, maybe I'm not getting my way for Deadpool. Maybe Kevin Feige, even though allowing rated R, maybe there are certain things that, they're not allowing Ryan to do in his movie. Because, at most points, even though, Deadpool 1 and 2 is like rated R, but it's almost like X rated, it's almost like rated X. It's very, very, up there. So I'm wondering if there are certain cases where they're like, well, you can't do that. And he's putting this out today. He's like in the midst of Snyder Cut, he's like, look, I can jump ship right now. I'm certainly showing the internet and everybody on the internet that I don't mind being Green Lantern. I'm watching my movie and I want a Snyder Cut version of this if possible. And I think it's working. I think it's driving that conversation indeed. So, but that's about Green Lantern, and I'm really hoping that he does come back, because I think it would be a great. Be very redeeming for him to be in a Snyder Cut version of his Green Lantern. But talking about the sequels, on Meg's show, Zack Snyder does mention that the sequels, Justice League 2 and 3, would have had introduced the new gods already. So the new gods would have been in 2 and 3, and in Part 3 would be the new gods invasion. So Justice League 3 new gods invasion. So I'm thinking like Justice League 2 would still be almost a character drama of all the heroes trying to do their thing. Like maybe Diana still wants to go back to, like on the storyboard, still wants to go back to Themyscira. Arthur Curry wants to reunite the Seven Seas. Things like that are still happening during that time. So you'll see a little bit hints of that within the movie, or if you've already seen the movie. So I think that's the sequels will play into that a little bit, which is really awesome. And they also mentioned something about Justice's Grave. Zack Snyder says that the ending scene, there is an alternate ending scene for the Justice's Grey edition, so I'm really curious to see what that is about. He explains it a lot more on Wonder Meg's streaming, so check that out. But that is one of the things that I pulled from that interview, which is a fantastic interview, by the way. And also a little bit more, there was an interview from Bad Taste or something, and they pulled this little quote out in terms about the sequel. Zack Snyder says, in the planned versions of the Justice League sequel, in the post-apocalyptic world, there was a sequence we had talked about where on the night before this big mission, in the burned-out future world, Joker and Batman are kind of at the Last Supper, if you will. Because they know they have one chance to do this to get it right. Batman and Joker together tell the story of the death of Robin, where we're going to try to do it like this Rashomon, like double perspective, super complicated back and forth with images and everything. I like that. That's where I threw in the Rashomon idea of it, and I would love to see this, definitely a Rashomon version of that. Like I said, it's more than just continuing the narrative of the sequels and getting the job done and defeating Darkseid. It becomes more of a character arc, character study on these characters and their history together, and more exploring that deep, rich history that you certainly do feel and hear and are part of, and have that sense of history within Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is out on HBO Max. I know I keep lugging that, but I have to keep saying that because it's there, right there. The Snyder Cut is right there. Man, who would have thought this was coming? But anyway, so that is definitely something. I think we will be saying restore the Snyderverse once you watch it. You're gonna the first thing you're gonna tweet is gonna be restore the Snyderverse, man. Restore the Snyderverse. But today is Zack Snyder's Justice League Day, and it's great to see the premiere tonight. It was awesome to see Kevin Smith, and I liked how he was really delaying. Because Zach and Debbie were having a hard time connecting in, and he just kept on talking, but just to kill time for them to come on. But it was an enjoyable premiere. I did a reaction to it. Warner Brothers pulled it down, unfortunately, but maybe they'll put it back up. I don't know, but it's okay if they don't. And you can watch the premiere as well. You can go on red carpet. A lot of I was surprised by the amount of, I guess you could say, spoilers in that premiere, but you're watching it tonight anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. But I kind of felt like they should have kept that, just showed the behind the scenes stuff, and that was about it. But I am looking forward to the documentary. I don't know if it's gonna play right after this or if it's an option yet. I have to go take a look after I watch the movie again. But Zack had this thing to say. He put out this little note here. Thank you to those who took up the cause and carried the mantle on this incredible journey, to the countless invaluable associate producers whose determination made this film a reality. Thank you, Zack. So there you have it. It is here. Zack Snyder's Justice League available now on streaming services and other services depending on your country. But for America, it's now available on HBO Max. So please, like I said before, consider this as a box office opening weekend. The box office opening weekend, the first weekend, is the most important weekend, and we should show it every amount of support we can. Watch it over and over again. Tell everybody to go sign up for HBO Max and watch it. The first weekend is very important if we have any chance at all in order to convince them to restore the Snyderverse. So hope that happens, and I can't wait to see your guys' reactions. Probably in the comments to this when I see this tomorrow. So thank you, congratulations, and thank you so much to Zack and Debbie Snyder. All right, well, let's get into the members' comments and questions now. I don't think there are going to be too much. I'm not sure. Now I'm just here waiting for Kyle Katarn debut. Also, do you know how Zack Snyder's Justice League Global Blockbuster Week will be calculated, since it will be released in so many different distribution channels? And how will they know if it's a success? Well, they have their own analytics. It's just like I said, it's very much like YouTube in a way. They can see how many views there are, see how many clicks there are, see how long you've watched it, watch time and stuff like that. And they have all those analytics, so don't worry about that. That's how they figured out Wonder Woman 1984 was a success, and really granted the green light to Wonder Woman 3, although, Patty Jenkins never really confirmed that. The Roger Ebert review mentioning Michael Mann with somewhat of silence or beats lingering for longer than you'd expect has me salivating. Yes, there are moments here. It takes its time, and thoroughly so, and it has these moments of drama and just slowness, but it's not slow that you're bored. It's slow that it's moving. It's emotional, gratifying. And like even right now, I'm watching Lois, and she's just, you can tell from just her silent acting that she is distressed, she is mourning. And so I love that. I love moments like that. There are moments of humor. There's actually quite a bit of humor in here, so I was kind of surprised. But it's actually exceptional. So definitely can't wait to hear more from you guys. While the narrative is changing, now we need the air cut, but I'm so happy that the culture is demanding more. I wonder how long will it take for Warner Brothers Pictures to issue an official apology to the general public for 3 years of nonsense. Joss Whedon and Jeff Johns are so done. No one will care about the other DC films coming out too. Johns and Whedon were already kind of done, but the universal praise that this film is getting and the anger and confusion people now have in regards to the theatrical cut has put the nail in the coffin on them. The internet will troll them forever. This film is being called the godfather of comic book movies. Damn! Even I didn't expect that. I'm so happy for Ray Fisher. He won. When was the last time that you saw a lone black actor stand up against the Hollywood corporate monster and win in the court of public opinion, where the world progressively got on his side? Now that people have seen his performance, everyone understands now why he's done what he's done. So many YouTube personalities, I'm not going to name because I don't want to give them any attention, bashed him and tore him apart his motives. I know who you're talking about. Because I'm impatient and don't mind being spoiled, I will fast forward to the scenes what I want to see the most, when I'll backtrack and look at the whole thing. Nah, man, don't be impatient. Just patiently watch from beginning to end. You need a George Foreman grill, man, for the hot dogs. Maybe. Anyone heard from Fiona John? Her site is what got me into the movement and carried to the finish line by you, Chris, and Dave. The movement's trinity, in my opinion. I thought she joined the charity stream today. But I haven't watched the charity stream yet, so I can't confirm that. It's a long one. But I could have sworn she tweeted out something today. I think she's still around, man. Don't worry, yeah. And I think she watched it too. That's me signed up to Now TV here in the UK. Zack Snyder's Justice League tomorrow, or today. But first, Man of Steel BVS today. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Zack Snyder's Justice League tomorrow. Lee Fusion Robinson. Sign up. Lemon, £99 per month. For fuck's sake, do it now. Cullen Hayes, just on the subject of future Zack Snyder movies, maybe his space western samurai movie will be Green Lantern Corps, with various Green Lanterns being Magnificent Seven. Ooh. Oh, that would be cool. But I think he did say it's an original sci-fi. So it's not going to be a DC property at that. But I like where your head's at. I like that. Now that you've confirmed Aquaman, the rest of the post-JL films aren't canon. I'm really hoping Zack does his own versions of the Aquaman Wonder Woman 2 films. Crossing my fingers, my Warner Media and Zack Snyder script comment from the other day happens for real. P.S. Could you maybe message Zack that Warner Media Zack Snyder script comment? I want to give him that idea if he hasn't already thought of it, but you don't have to. I understand Zack is a busy man. Warner's from the other day happens for real. I know what you meant. Nah, that's alright. I think he definitely has something in mind. In fact, it's possible, and I'm just saying, we really need his own versions of Aquaman. Because, it could be carefully crafted into Justice League 2, as all these characters are kind of going to do their own thing in Justice League 2. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'm not a Mortal Kombat guy. I always found the gameplay awkward. I'm a Virtua Fighter. Oh, I remember that. Soul Edge, Caliber guy. But I know Sub-Zero and Scorpion, Blue Ninja and Yellow Ninja, so yeah. I think putting them front and center in the advertising is smart. Yeah, no. Who doesn't like ninjas? By the way, just a heads up. For some reason, when you're sharing your screen, the black tones are transparent and your hot dog light is showing through. Van der Rohe had light coming out of his nose. No way. I did not know that. That's weird. I gotta go look again. I've been meaning to write this for a couple days. Just been a little under the weather. 2 things. Thank you for that Batman Collector's Edition Funko Pop. Oh, I'm glad you got it. It was a nice addition to my daughter's collection. Secondly, Zack Snyder's Justice League was a masterpiece. Yeah! It is baffling as much as it is infuriating that Warner Brothers had this all the time. It released What We Got in 2017. This was such an epic. More than a comic book movie, it was a fantasy science fiction mythology of gargantuan scale and proportion. How anyone could look at that and say no boggles the mind endlessly. This was giants and titans. A bit of Tolkien and, dare I say, Homeric. At times. This was King Arthur, Beowulf, and Shakespeare served on a platter. This wasn't a Justice League I even knew to ask for. It was beyond so much depth, heart, folklore rolled into one feature that happens to have superheroes in it, but I didn't see them as that. They were the classic Greek tragedies with a feel of tribal lore of many cultures and Renaissance to create the modern mythology. The multiverse was even implied. So much. The age of heroes has truly come again. And now that I have digested it, I hunger for more. Restore the Snyderverse. Much love to you as always. Take care. Very well written. Right? Very well written, and exactly how I'm thinking in terms of the mythology and of it, and it's just so grand. And there, I'll speak about it a little bit more in my spoiler or non-spoiler review. I'm trying to figure out which one should I do. I suspect Johnny Cage will show up at the very end of the Mortal Kombat film, ideally interacting with Sonya. Yeah, maybe you're hiding him. Can you smell what the Black Adam is cooking? Ideally, the film will set up a bridge between the Snyderverse and the Shazam films. Of course, same for the Flash film, especially if the guy they cast as Henry Allen looks and sounds like Billy Crudup to be passable. Yeah, I'm gonna doubt that, really. I don't think It's not going to connect to the Shazam films whatsoever. What are the odds that in the end, Zack Snyder's Justice League will settle as certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes? That would be pretty sweet, at least for something so Zack can, when he clicks on the movie that he doesn't see a negative score, and he does, makes him a little bit happy at least. He'll be like, oh, look, it's certified. Can't wait to see it on the 18th. It's sad to see that Ryan Reynolds tweets and promotes Zack Snyder's Justice League more than the main cast. He's not getting paid to do it. He's probably very busy too. Except for Fisher and Porter, the rest really disappointed me. Well, like I said before, I think an article went out today that it talks about how, they are busy, and their marketing their marketing efforts are on contracted efforts was already, spent in 2017, so a lot of them are busy. In fact, on that article, I didn't bring it up because it was kind of something I already talked about, that Zach and Debbie actually gave them the trailers to say, hey, look, this is the trailers if you want to tweet it out. And so like Jason's like, oh, cool, and he tweets it out. They're not on social media all the time. They're not like in bet with this all the time. It is a movie they've done a long time ago. But is more important actually to the people who, like, Ray Fisher, Joe Manganiello, Jared Leto. It seems it's very important to them, and of course Ray Porter himself. We have arrived. Everyone, let's keep this hype engine focused on the Warner Brothers execs and restore the Snyderverse. Hopefully, Johns and the Justice League takeover crew will be eating Snyder cut pie for eternity with a spiky Steppenwolf-shaped spoon. Nice! Nice one. I really wanted someone to go in that office and start slapping people around if possible. But yeah, definitely. By this weekend, people will be chanting, why is, at the very least, they'd have to admit this is better than the 2017 version, absolutely. And at the least, they would have to say Warner Brothers made the wrong decision for not releasing this one out the first time around. So that is what is expected. But like I said, Zack Snyder's Justice League is on HBO Max. Go and get it. Go and watch it as much as you can possibly can. If you have to, if you're working in the background, put it out in the background like how I'm kind of doing it right now. And you can do that. As you can see like parts of the movie are playing right now. But definitely, Zack Snyder's Justice League weekend, let it be, let it be. Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, restore the Snyderverse, whatever. Let's get it, folks. And I think with this success, that could be a huge possibility. I'm just saying. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time. Bye.